everyone, welcome back to another PowerPoint 2016 tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to add shapes to your presentation and how to edit them. We've created a new presentation, so we'll change the layout by going to Layout in the top left hand corner and clicking on Blank in the Options menu that pops up. After we have selected a blank layout, we can go to the Insert bar, also located in the top left. Here we have a Shapes option, and as you can see we have a very large variety of shapes that we can insert. We have basic shapes, arrows, equations, flowcharts, stars and banners, callouts, and action buttons. We'll start by creating a simple square. To create a shape, click and drag where you want your shape to be until it has the width and height that you wish. Now, this bar should come up. When the shape is not selected, you won't see this bar. You will only see the bar when you have the shape selected. We have many options, so let's start right here. We have an Edit Shape option. With the Edit Shape option, we can change the shape to any other one if you didn't like the one you had before. Or you can edit the points, which means you can move around the points, you can change the curves. The next thing in our shape format bar is this. This is a variety of themes you can choose for your shapes. These themes add different backgrounds and different font colors to your shapes. So if we typed in something, you can see that it will always adhere to the design that you selected. If we chose this one, then it'll be that design. There are many different designs to choose from, but we are going to go to Shape Fill and Shape Outline. Shape Fill and Shape Outline control the colors of the shape. Shape Fill changes the color that the shape is filled with. We will select a light blue color for our Shape Fill. Next, we'll click on Shape Outline. We all have these options, or we can select a previously used one. Or another option you have is to make the fill of your shape an image. Another one is to make the fill of your shape a gradient, which means that it will fade from one side to another, or it'll fade into the middle. You also have a texture option, which means if you wanted to change the size of the shape, the texture would completely fill it. Let's say you want to have an image as the background of your shape. You can drag in your image. Next, you can copy it by clicking Ctrl+C, and then you can click on your shape, go to the Shape Format bar, go to Shape Fill, hover over Texture until this menu comes up, and press More Textures. At the right, a Format Shape bar should come up. You should be able to select Picture or Texture Fill. You can either insert a photo from File or Clipboard. Since this image was on our clipboard, it took the image from the clipboard and pasted it into the image. You also have some more options. Example, you can have Rotate with Shape selected, which means that the texture, or the image in our case, will rotate with the shape. If you don't want it to rotate with the shape, it'll remain exactly the same while the shape may rotate. Our next options are shape effects. With these you can apply cool looking effects to your shapes. There are some preset ones which add shadows, beveling, and 3D options to your shape. We'll start with shadows. There are several different drop shadow options, several different inner options, several different perspective options. In the reflection, you have several reflection options and more reflection options, which will again open up the bar to the right. In the bar to the right, you can always access the more customizable settings. Under glow, we already have some preset glows we can apply to our shape. And we also have more glow colors in case you weren't satisfied with them. And there's also more glow options. Example, how large it is, how soft it is, the color of it, etc. Soft edges makes the edges of your shape blurry. And there are several different preset options. Example, the highest option will make the edges really blurry. One will make them just a little blurry, you won't even be able to tell that much. And no soft edges will make the edges clear. Bevel makes your shape look more 3D. So if you're looking to create a 3D looking presentation, this would look perfect. As you can see, this one makes it look like a 3D one. There are some other options. There is a more smoother option. There is this more smoother option. There are many different bevel options you can choose, or you can choose no options, which is also good. Next is 3D rotation. 3D rotation, as you can see, we have some presets which are already pretty good. So if we were going to select this one, it will look as if it's sort of lying on a table. There's also 3D rotation options, which gives you custom settings to the angles and perspective of the shape. Our next options here are word art, which applies to any text you type inside your shape. We have text fill and text outline, which are solely for the text that you type in your shape. So let's say we typed in some text and we wanted to apply some effects. We will select all, and we can change the fill and we can change the outline. However, if you wish to have an outline, it's better to go to Home in the top left-hand corner and select Bold in the text options. But we'll return all those to default. And we'll just demonstrate shape effects really quick. It adds all of the effects that there are for the shape, except for the text. Example, we have our shadows, our reflections, our glows. We have our more options. We have bevels. We have 3D rotation. And one thing that's only for text in this case is transform, which changes the way your text is going, if it's in a certain shape or not, which are some good effects to make your presentations more interesting and a little more casual. Some of our next options here are bring forward, send backward, and reorder objects, which do exactly what it seems. They change the order of the objects in your slide. But there's also the align option. We can align it to the left, which means it'll be directly aligned to the left. We can select align to the right, align to the center, which means our shape will be in the center. And we can select any of those. You can also choose rotation options if you don't want to do it manually. You can choose a preset one. The group option doesn't matter right now, and we might go over that in a later video. Finally, we have the width and height options. You can manually enter the width and height in centimeters for your shape. Now, let's say when you resize it, you want it to scale. You want it to have the exact same scaling. When you select that check mark next to those fields, it will always scale. Finally, we have format shape. This is the more customized options for everything, for all of the shape effects and the fill, the color, etc. We can change the styles for the line, make much more advanced changes to our line. We can do compounds, dashes, we can change the cap, we can change the joint, and if it's an arrow, we would have been able to choose what kind of arrow we want. And we also have a text options. This basically has alignment options, font options, and everything that is up in that top bar. You can also resize this bar to the right, and you can also drag it out to make it a window in case you don't want it to be the bar. And that is how you add a shape to your slideshow and customize it.